Let me begin by saying, look, I'm sorry for the longest gap in uploading a video since I started this channel. I try really hard to ensure I'm somewhat consistent, but the reality is with a large deal closing at work and another side hustle demanding more attention, it's been a really slow couple of weeks on this front.
We are going to do everything humanly possible to ensure that this never happens again.
So my bad. But I am hoping to pick up the usual pace again.
Okay.
Good. Cut.
Cut. That was your best apology video ever.
Before we get started, if you are a return viewer, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe, guys, so the almighty YouTube algorithm can be just a little more generous with this channel. Thanks in advance, guys. I really appreciate it. Now, this video could go a number of ways, right?
Yes!
There are a lot of explanations for why the majority of people won't experience the level of wealth they might like to. These different explanations aren't really competing as much as they are different factors contributing to that reality. But let me start with the simplest, most obvious explanation when you think about it. In fact, you probably have to sit through a little bit of it on your way to this video. Consumerism.
Okay.
So what exactly is consumerism? Consumerism is the idea that buying equals good, things equal good, and you can buy happiness. Now, life is not as simple as saying that you simply can or can't buy happiness. You can be the richest person in the world and be devoid of happiness, and you can be poorer than poor and be happy. It isn't black and white. So when you ask, can you buy happiness?
The answer, sadly, is yes.
And the reality is that this is the trap we all need to pay attention to. We all spend money, but sometimes we spend too much. A person's well-being and happiness does not depend fundamentally on obtaining consumer goods and material possessions. Even though we can often find ourselves thinking that that is true, it simply isn't. And this isn't necessarily something we like to hear. The fact that people believe this is to be true and act it out by purchasing things they don't need and can't afford in the hope that it will make them happy using credit is a sad and painful irony to witness. So what are we to do with this problem?
I don't know, but I really don't like it.
Simply put, money alone won't make you happy. But the reality is that it can enhance experiences which are tied to your happiness. There are different things that each of us derive happiness from, and most of them are aided or enhanced by increased resources. But money isn't going to make something better if it isn't good already.
Okay.
If you truly love cars and are a motor enthusiast who can appreciate the sound that each of the 12 cylinders in a Lamborghini are making, then the desire to work hard to be able to buy that sort of car in the future can make some sense. However, if you don't like cars now, and driving isn't exactly an enjoyable pastime of yours, the desire to save up and buy that sort of car in the future is just a consumerist flex and probably won't bring you the happiness you think it will.
Oh. Yes. Very good.
When you consider the flip side of this, a lack of money can absolutely cause unhappiness. The stress of not being able to meet financial obligations is a really common and taboo issue, and in many cases it can be avoided or managed to achieve a better outcome. This isn't anything I haven't said before on this channel, but the desire to dig a little deeper occurred to me today when I was sorting through my Instagram feed and I was hit with a very effective ad for a product that I didn't even know existed, which is designed for one of my favourite pastimes. And guess what? It's on sale. Now, I've thought about that product a few times today, and that's the frustrating thing. The ad clearly worked. Now, I'm not going to buy this product. I didn't even know I needed it 24 hours ago. But the effective advertisement has now put the burden or the onus on me, the consumer, to resist a very real temptation.
How is this on me?
With growing credit card debt in the US, it seems likely that others are also feeling this temptation to the point of spending money that they haven't got.
Don't thank me. Thank our many debts and obligations.
People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Now that is a recipe for financial disaster.
We're going bankrupt, you think?
So that is, in a nutshell, the problem.
Did you get all that?
Everything.
So what is the answer to this question?
I'm not answering that.
Yes, you're going
you
to.
answer
I'm
it.
not going to answer
I'm not going to
it.
answer it.
Well, here are 3 simple strategies to bear in mind to limit the effect of unnecessary consumerism on you. Sleep on it. Don't buy something you weren't intending to buy 24 hours ago unless you give it another 24 hours first to make sure you really do want that thing. What you want to do here is effectively slow down the buying process to ensure you are carefully considering whether it is a purchase you really want to make. This slowing down also allows you the opportunity to consider whether there are cheaper prices elsewhere or alternative products or services to what you are considering, which are maybe better options for you. By doing this, you are ensuring that you have more control over your autonomy as a consumer.
It'd be a piece of cake.
Be wary of anything you didn't know existed yesterday. Social media has become a great place for new products to advertise in a targeted and effective way, meaning you can get hit with new and wonderful things that probably are not in your budget because you didn't even know they existed, so you sure as hell weren't contemplating buying them.
Oh, okay.
Stop copying others. If your desire to own something is influenced by someone else's ownership of a similar product, you need to stop and carefully think about that purchase. Is it something that you actually want? Or is it just you easily fall into this trap? Because the reality is you are unique and you need to live your own life and not buy things or attribute value to things based on other people's actions. You do you. Now, there are a lot of other things you can do to push back on consumerism to ensure you're acting rationally and in your best interests. These are just 3 fundamental and simple strategies to implement. If you can just master these well,
Boom, retired.
It was a joke, idiot.
I hope that is helpful, guys. Please do like, subscribe, and comment below. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
You have one day.
One day for what?
They always give an ultimatum.